welcome to the EduTalk series hosted by Biotone EduPartner Program, and massage industry experts. With the challenges continuing to face massage schools, students, and therapists during COVID-19, the EduTalk series supports virtual learning and building massage community by connecting you with industry experts who share their knowledge and expertise on topics not only for class discussion, but for career success. Tonight's expert is Kelly Lenny, founder of Time Well Spent, a wellness industry consulting and professional development company. With over 30 years as a massage therapist and industry expert, Kelly has worked with schools, massage and spa businesses, manufacturers, conferences, wellness programs, and therapy centers. Let's listen and learn as Kelly shares tips for finding innovative opportunities during challenging times. She'll discuss simple yet effective ways to establish yourself as a vital member of your client's wellness team, and how integrating modalities transforms every massage session into a wellness experience that clients are continually and increasingly seeking. Please use the upper right-hand corner view area to go on to speaker view. And again, please mute and video off. And let's see, and the chat button is in the middle of the navigation bar at the bottom. And please feel free to chat Kelly questions during the talk, which will be answered at the end. With that, I turn it over to Kelly. And thank you again for joining us tonight. And thank you, Kelly.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for sharing your time with us. And I really appreciate Biotone for putting on this series. It's been so wonderful to have something to look forward to that we can all share. And tonight specifically, I am excited to get to talk to you, not instead of what we've been going through, about what we have in front of us. There has never been a time where we have not been challenged, where there hasn't been opportunities that have been created. As long as we're willing to be innovative and really focus on the positives. And so that's what we're going to deal with today, is based on some of the experienced predictions about what's going to happen in 2021. We're going to talk about not only why those are important to you, but how can you take advantage of those trends and really look at putting them into your treatment room, helping you to market yourself better and to be more effective to those clients right now at this challenging time and any time. So one of the main things we want to talk about is, what is the purpose of trend spotting? Why is that important to us? One of the main things about focusing on trends is that helps us focus on what's important, on what matters in our industry, our profession, to our clients, to ourselves personally, and then also to help us spot those business opportunities. The things I want you to pay attention to as we're talking to those trends is with some of them will be industry focused. So as a profession, what are we looking at as part of a wellness industry? Also, what are some of the collaborations that are going to be available to us? Maybe some of the alignments that are going to be new. And also, where do you personally need to start looking at investing your time, your education, and your money into equipment and supplies? We also want to look at some of the trends that are going on with the consumer, with our clients, what they're looking for, what has happened since the pandemic, how things have changed for their needs. And we want to be able to bring those forth so that you can better meet those needs. And you also want to look at some of the language that they're reading and listening to so that you can tag on to that. There are some very large companies with very deep pockets who've already done this research for you. If you pay attention, you can start to tag on to that research by using similar verbiage, similar focus. So I want you to be able to use those resources that are available to you. And then we want to make sure that you're asking yourself these questions as we're looking at these trends. What does this say about our profession? What does this say about the client? And how can I translate that into my treatments? Especially if you can do it with minimal fuss and minimal expense. So that's what I'm going to help you do today. Most of the trends that I'm going to be talking about have recently been identified by an annual meeting that is held called the Global Wellness Summit. It was held in November of last month, 2020. There is all kinds of media attention to those trends. They tend to be probably the most educated, I guess, is what we can say about trends. And so they're repeated, they are shared in all kinds of outlets. And so some within our industry and some also with the consumer. So I'm going to go through them as a list, but we're not going to go through each one of them. I am going to pick and choose some that I think are most appropriate for us to talk about tonight. One of the main ones is convergence between healthcare and wellness. This is going to be a huge one for us. I can't wait to get into that in detail. Strengthening the immune system for obvious reasons. Wellness gets real. We're going to talk about breaking some of the taboos. The importance of nature, home wellness, preventative lifestyle changes, virtual, women's health and fertility, and youth wellness programs, and also the importance of sanctuary and nurturing. So those are some of the primary ones that they've identified globally. And these were for large spas all the way to medical clinics to the individual massage therapist who's in the treatment room. The most important one, the one I want to talk about first, is convergence of healthcare and wellness. Some of us consider ourselves healthcare providers. Some of us consider ourselves wellness providers. So what we're looking at is bringing those two together, which I am so excited about, to create a comprehensive culture of wellness. Now, this is a model that was created in Japan, and we've had a lot of talk about it, but this is the first time we've really seen a huge push from the medical community to join us in this. So some of the benefits that are going to come from merging healthcare and wellness is on the healthcare side, they tend to have a reputation of being more cold and sterile. And wellness has more of a coolness factor to it, a little bit more consumer friendly. So they're going to get to uptake into that. Also, we're looking at, and you're seeing it, the trend has been going on for a couple of years where conventional medicine is going into functional medicine. And so they're looking at everything that's going on in a person's lifestyle and not just the symptoms. So we're looking at holistic versus allopathic. We're also looking at going to be willing to support, promote, market, educate our consumers on the importance of lifestyle changes and support for wellness and preventative. And we get to benefit from that. So, which is a wonderful time for us to really start creating some alliances with healthcare. Also looking at some collaborative things that we can do with some of the smaller clinics. It's actually not brand new, but it is coming back and we're really excited about it. The advantage for those of us who are in the wellness industry is that this collaboration, this convergence with medicine will bring us some credibility, science-backed credibility. So it won't seem so woo-woo, and it won't be just based on a belief system, but we'll have science and technology to back us up. So that leads us into this integration of science and belief. You're seeing things from Mayo Clinic. We're seeing things from, I'm in Oklahoma, so the OSU Medical Clinic. Some of their marketing and promotional materials are really pushing this convergence of physical and mental and spiritual. So again, we're already seeing this come out and I'm really excited about it. So for a lot of us, we've started to see a lot of use of telemed, which we're going to see more and more just because it's cost saving. It also provides an opportunity for rural patients to get access to a professional. But we're also going to see this trend go into telewellness. So we're going to see these collaborations where we're going to see more and more of that same model used for preventative and not just for diagnostic and medicine. So that's a big one. I want you to sit with that for a second and think about, right now, think about who in your circle you could potentially approach and do maybe some collaborative work with them in marketing, putting on events, could be virtual right now, and start building those frameworks for later on for some even bigger events and bigger collaboration in marketing and bringing stuff together. So it's important, and that's a big one for us. The next one I want to talk to is more of a trend in lifestyle, and this has to do with the consumer. And it is we have been using wellness for quite a long time. There's been all kinds of buzzwords. Like I said, I've been doing this for 30 years. I've seen us go from, fitness to wellness, and now we are going on a deeper level, mainly because of some of the things we've endured in the last year. But we're going in from wellness into another level of wellness, which is well-being. And a lot of times those phrases are used interchangeably, but in actuality, they have another layer to them. For example, wellness is a practice. It's a practice of, whereas well-being is a sense of. So the difference is one becomes a little bit more nuanced. And that's what clients are looking for. They're starting to look for those deeper connections, that deeper authenticity, and they're starting to question some of the old things. And we want to be part of that because, as we said in the very beginning of this is about being part of a wellness team. And now you have the opportunity for those of you who do some of the more subtle work, you can actually bring in some of those nuances and help with the well-being. And I'm sure you've noticed, to those of you who are open, that the clients have this heightened sense of anxiety and concern. And so this is an opportunity for us to serve them in a way that's within our scope of practice, but gives them a greater experience when they're with me and with you. One of the differences, just so we can get into the nuances, is with wellness, you have a focus on self-care. And sometimes it's called vanity of wellness because it's usually focused on making sure that they feel good and they look good. Now what we're looking at is we're going more from self-care into community care, which is people have become very much aware in this last year because they've had time that what our place is, not in our own world, but in the world. And so they're looking at not only nourishing themselves and taking care of themselves, but also taking care of the world around them. So we go to self-care to community care. We're going from vanity wellness and feeling good and looking good to actually being in the good, becoming more of an advocate, not just of themselves, but of things that they believe in. So that's going to be really important for our clients. And that's a slight difference. The other thing is that with health in the past, we've usually talked about health being an aspect of wellness. And in the physical health, we focused on, again, things looking good, working well, people being strong and having stamina. Now, when we talk about the wellness aspect of this into well-being, we're looking at also resilience and fortitude. So not just how they physically survive, but how they can go forward. We're really getting a lot of information about this immunity and ability to survive. Isn't just about how physically fit you are. It's about your resilience, your attitude, your mental. So that goes us back into the mental side of it, where we usually talk about mental health being that as long as you're productive, you're seeking bliss, you're satisfied with your life, then that's good mental health. Now we're being challenged in the mental health aspect of this to start looking at cultural taboos, which may make us uncomfortable, but will take us to a deeper level of understanding of ourselves and a better sense of where we fit in the world and our well-being. So those include primarily money, sex, and death. The three things we love to talk about at the dinner table. All right, so they're looking at financial wellness as being a big part of this. A lot of people have gone through a lot of anxiety this year about what's going to happen as businesses have opened and closed and been shut down and may not exist as we come around this next phase. Some of us personally have endured some of this financial anxiety. So this is one of the things that people are going to start talking about and working towards, is feeling better about their finances, feeling better about their consumerism, in fact. Another thing is about sex and sex wellness. So we're going to be dealing a lot with, we're going to see a lot more coming out about women's sexual health, both premenopause, menopause, postmenopause, also fertility. Fertility problems have been labeled as one of the fastest growing identified concerns. So we're going to be looking at ways that we can get additional training to help with fertility concerns. Massage has been very beneficial for people. And also we're looking at, you see a lot of yoni and some of the steaming and some of the special modalities specifically for that health. So those are some of the things that we need to be paying particular attention to, especially if you are personally drawn to that kind of thing, that there may be some additional training you need or some equipment. So you want to look at that. The other one is death. It's really interesting because as I have personally been studying more of the indigenous and Native American traditions, and I have some protocols and ceremonies that we use, I've had more and more clients say to me, you know what, I think when it's my time to pass, I would love for you to be there. Now, I don't particularly do things that reference life and death, but people are starting to look ahead at a more qualified, controlled way of choosing how they pass. And it's a growing trend. You've probably heard some of them called death doulas. And they act as an advocate, just like a birth doula does, which is they act as an advocate for the person passing and also to help the family with certain traditions and ceremonies and wisdom to help them go through that process. So that's going to become a much bigger thing as people are making choices about not just how they pass, but the quality of the time they have that's left. So you're going to see more and more of that. So you need to be aware of that and keep your eyes open and see if that speaks to your heart. One of the other things that came out of with the pandemic and people being home more and isolated more is that since we are by nature seeking connection with other people, and for a lot of people that wasn't possible or it was greatly diminished, we turned that need to our connection with our pets, nature, animals. And so nature has a huge connection for us now, even bigger than what it had before that. Now, some people have always been very connected to nature, but as a whole, as a culture, our clients are going to feel much more connected to nature than they did before. A lot of people were spending a lot of time outdoors in their own backyards or walking around or exploring when they could take some time away. They went hiking and more biking and kayaking and that kind of thing. So really spending a lot of time in nature, and there was a strong connection with that, and we're seeing that more and more where they see themselves not in just connection with people around them, but the animals and nature itself. A lot of people got new pets during this time because they felt they were home. Some needed that connection. So it's been a huge uptick in that. And so we need to pay attention to that. We're going to talk a little bit about how that translates into the treatment room. But people do need that connection, and that's how it's expanded. And the general consensus is we won't go back to ignoring our surrounding nature. And so that could be a very good thing for all of us. So that's a primary one. Another one I want to talk to you about, one of the major trends, is immunity, the preventative lifestyle that we're looking at. Again, people who kind of took their health for granted, who had underlying health conditions, became very, very concerned about making healthier choices and bringing up their fortitude and resilience. So we're looking at some of the suggestions and primary focuses for that are supplements, including herbs, whole foods. A lot of people spend a lot of time learning about food and learning to cook for the first time, but using food even as medicine. Our clients spend a lot more time in educational classes and stuff, learning about their own health, the possibility of boosting their own immunity and survival chances. So a lot of science. Our clients are probably going to be a lot more educated about their own health and health in general than people have in a long time. So get ready. Body work has been recommended as part of the boost for immunity, especially for those of us who do work around respiratory, thoracic, making sure those are clear, making sure that the body's in balance. A lot of lymphatic work, those of you who do that. Energy work is going to have a huge surge, more and more. And then we're bringing out an old favorite, reflexology. One reason is because it's been known to help with boosting overall health and immunity, but also because it feels safer because it's far enough away from the body that people feel safer. So just so you know, that is going to be a huge part for a good long time. So we're excited about that. Another thing is gut health. Everyone's getting educated on gut health, what they're putting in, what's there, how it's working, especially because we know along with high anxiety and stress comes, problems with stomach and gut. So those of us who do abdominal work, it's going to be really, really important that we really pay attention to what our clients are saying to us. Those of you who don't have advanced training in abdominal work, this may be a good time to get into that and seek that education so that you can provide a very important thing for your clients. Planned maintenance, investing in sessions, and I mean investing, that's what people are going to look at, and that's what you're going to start talking about them as, is getting regular maintenance is an investment in their health and their wellness and in their immunity system. And so I'm going to encourage you, because I've already seen this on a lot of our own blogs, don't really get into discounting if people are coming on a regular basis. Instead, reward them for being focused on their health. Added value services, all kinds of other things that you can do. So really help pull in that whole idea. Home wellness is huge, obviously, because people are learning how to nurture themselves. YouTube, some of you even got involved in doing some online virtual classes on self-care, which was great. People are looking for simpler solutions. Nature and nurture, a sense of sanctuary. They've looked at their own homes. They're investing in better air systems, better sanitation systems. They've learned to rest and take a slower pace, and we need to pay attention to that. They're looking at sustainable, and we need to pay attention to that. So on the practical side, let's just talk about one of the simplest things of all, which is hand sanitizing. How many of you have come in, you have clients, their hands are just dried out and just trashed from all of it. So one of the most practical and easy things you can do is to offer hand treatments, hand serums, hydrating masks, and then simple set of heated mitts. Just really pay attention to what's changing in our clients' lives and figure out ways that we can nurture and add value to their time with us. Back treatments, again, those are very comforting. Plus the client is face down, it has the impression that it's a less risk. And foot treatments, again, like reflexology, being able to really work there and enhance wellness without risking being around the head. The rest and slower pace. Those of you who have done body wraps or know about body wraps, especially dry wraps, really get them back out again. People are looking for a chance to just rest. So expand those massage sessions and including a body wrap. Add in guided meditation with it. Really give them value for their time with you. And that's going to be really important. Again, that uptick in the importance of nature, those of you who do stones, get them out, get them in there, put them on them, let them feel grounded. Bamboo, really look at ways that you can incorporate those natural elements to help make the client feel comfortable and comforted. Indigenous, traditional work, cultural experiences, really bring out the sensory stuff. It's going to be really important. Let them feel it, let them smell it, let them hear it. They're used to traveling. No one's traveling right now. Let them get that experience there in the treatment room. They'll never forget it. And so there's a chance for you to really increase the time the client's spending with you and increase the nurturing that you're providing. Virtual care. Like I said, we're going to go from telemed to telewellness. This is going to be a great opportunity for educate the general public about what we do, because it can be so inclusive, both geographically and also economically. You can also maintain engagement with clients. You have 70% of their wellness comes from you in person, and then 30% comes in from virtual. So that's a great opportunity to help with that. There's a lot of work coming in with corporate wellness and with spa parties and with wellness education. Some of my good friends have, they've been having some social things and connecting networking systems where they get a delivery package of different bourbons or different cheeses and stuff, and then they all meet together and they experience it and talk about it, and it's a great networking opportunity. Well, why can't that be with a sensory deal? Why can't that be with a wellness program where kits are delivered with the essential oils or the mask, and then you lead them through how to do a scalp massage or couples massage? I'm loving this idea about doing couples massage virtually. Face care, contrast treatments, all those things that support immune system, or like a lot of us aren't working around the face that much, clients aren't comfortable with it. So teach them how to do that themselves. You do the work that you need to in the treatment room, and then you support that whole system of being part of their wellness team by entering into their home wellness system. Corporate wellness, again, we've got ergonomics, we've got work wellness, balance. I just saw this, I'm going to hold it up. I just got this today. Can you see what it says? The new life work balance. So this is a huge thing that's coming out of corporate wellness. I saw a couple of other articles about this. So they're looking at ways. So make your proposals, put those together, approach them. We may not be doing chair massage for a while, but you can still be part of that wellness team, and there's opportunities there. Like I said, marrying traditional treatments with technology, those are all important. All right. I know you're probably looking like deer in headlights, so I'm going to slow down, but I hope I gave you some ideas, and we have a chance to maybe look at this as an opportunity to expand how we work in a way that enhances our clients' lives.
Excellent. I mean, great points. I wish we could go longer. Kelly, for me, and I'm not sure about the attendees, when you got to the second bullet point, you were saying allopathic, functional.
Yes.
My computer screen froze. I do not know if that happened to other people, but could you just revisit, I believe it was your second bullet point?
Where we were talking about the convergence of healthcare and wellness, moving into a lifestyle medicine where we...
I mean, I heard the word allopathic, functional, allopathic, and then it froze. And I'm seeing some chats that it froze for other people as well.
Okay. We're just talking about how we've been so set up for so long to be part of a holistic approach. Now, conventional medicine is moving in that way as well, where they're moving from an allopathic system into more of a holistic and lifestyle approach and focus. And that's what I was talking about. And that it's an opportunity for us to start working even closer with some of the medical outlets as we start to look at how we can support clients in a prevention of illness instead of waiting until they're ill and which to approach.
Wonderful. I don't see any other questions that have come in. Is it possible for you to put maybe a sheet together with your bullet points that you
Absolutely.
could give to me and I'll forward out to our attendees tonight? I think that would just be great to spark what they heard and have more time to look at your list and give thought to how they really can make 2021 more of an experience than previous years.
Okay.
And I think that's it. I don't see any other questions. I'd like to thank everyone again for joining us tonight for Kelly's talk. She'll be back in April, and I'm not going to give away what she's talking about, so you'll have to tune in. I'd like to wish you all a safe and happy holiday season. I'm not sure if you're all running out to get vaccines, but safe and happy, please. Our next EduTalk will be January 12th, 2021, and that will be Take on Challenges with Confidence with Nathan Nordstrom. And January 26th, Get Sucked In, Integrating Vacuum Cups into Your Practice, and that's presented by Anita Shannon. So thank you so much. Kelly, any parting words?
Thank you all so much. I'm so proud of us, and I look forward to this glorious future we've got ahead of us.
Thank you so much. And attendees, we'd love to hear from you with any ideas for topics for 2021. And again, thank you for joining us, and be safe and well. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.